Hey guys, welcome back. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by Mookie Ookie, and for those of you who already know, how have you been? I'd like to start off with an apology for my absence. 2020 has been hitting and school was really testing me, but now I'm on break, I feel inspired and ready to go, plus it's the new year, so new energy, we're keeping it moving. To make up for lost time, I will be starting a new series I would like to call What's Good Wednesday, a series where once a month, on the first Wednesday of said month, I will talk about all the new things I've found and discovered that have amazed and inspired me, and as well as, give you guys updates on my progress, in case you're interested. I don't know. I thought that would be cool. Segueing away from this intro into the first category of today, animation. I found a newbie to add to the list. What, you might be asking yourself, is this list? This list, dear listener, please bear with me. It looked better on script than it is now that I'm reading it, but whatever, we're sticking to it. Is the list of my favorite animated movies, videos, series, etc. It's a collection of animated pieces that I can rewatch over and over and love so much for various reasons. Sometimes it's not even an entire work. It might just be a single scene or just the character designs or the story itself. I might do a separate video over it, maybe ranking them if I can. The newest addition to my collection will be the Netflix original film Over the Moon. Honestly, the movie surprised me. It was unexpected and seemed like something Disney would make, and was even more surprised when I found out who made it. The music was great, the story was moving, and I cried. Like, twice. I loved it. It was so beautiful. Like, it was so well done. You could tell they put, so much attention to detail to this. And the music, I still listen to, Ultra Luminary on repeat, because that was... When she gets to the part about talking about the desert on the moon, I love that movie so much. This might just be me nerding out, but now that I'm learning to make things like this in college, I can see things or concepts that we learned in class, and it's so thrilling to make these connections. Animation is time consuming, so the fact that this movie was so beautiful with all of its angles is just so mind-blowing. I can't even imagine how long it took to make this. All of the work and the hours that had to be put into it were just... These people deserve an award. They better get an award. Though, side note, I wonder if Netflix has an animation department or if they just hired an animation studio. I'll look into it later. Either way, I've seen this movie twice and I highly recommend it. It's just perfect. For the next segment here on this lovely show, languages. Now that I am on break and have more time, I plan to get back into studying my languages. I'm studying Chinese in college right now. So to brag, but I finished the first semester with an A, I'm so proud and excited because, and some of you may know this about me either by knowing me in person or by watching a previous video, but another big goal of mine is to learn 6 languages by the time I'm 25. So far, I'm fluent in Spanish and I'm working on Chinese both on my own and in school. Korean is another one I'm trying to learn on my own. Like, the alphabet is pretty easy. I'll have to give Korean that, but I just have to review it because there's some of the double consonants I'm still struggling with, but we're gonna get there. It'll be fine. I hadn't decided on the other languages just yet. Maybe Japanese if I can find a good program or a teacher. Back on the topic of Chinese, I've been watching Chinese shows in order to get better at listening and pronunciation, the same way I did with Spanish. So far, I've started one show called Cienci Mystic, a sort of supernatural thriller mystery. I'm not sure the best category to put it in, but it's very interesting. It shows these two guys, Dae Guo, I think that's how you say his name. I'll insert a picture. And then Rich Man. I don't remember his name. I'm pretty sure if I saw it in text, I would remember it. But in my head, whenever I see him, I'm just Rich Man. And they're going about trying to solve this mystery, dealing with the ancient evil gang in different ways. Dae Guo is considered the little river god and fetches corpses from the water. He is more superstitious and traditional and is also my favorite character. The rich man, wow, comes from money, obviously, and his father's company, which is the Tianjin Boat Company, has a lot of influence over the port that the town is on, and has come back from Germany where he did studies and learned about autopsies. This plays a crucial part because later on, he starts digging more into the bodies and stuff like that, and finding out stuff that's wrong, because there's a virus that comes about it. I'm getting ahead of myself, hold up. He, the rich man, at least to me, represents modern medicine. Him and Dae Guo often clash because they have different beliefs and methods, but the mystery itself has changed as well. It starts off by investigating a found dead body, which turns out to be the rich man's father, who is tied to a statue and drowned. It's soon connected to another murder, and now there's talk about parasites and a virus that make a zombie, and then like a cult with a savior baby who might be like this villain that we don't really know the backstory of. It sounds like a lot and it can be a bit confusing, but I promise it's very good and it's very interesting. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix, so a few clicks away, you could watch it with me. Another show I started but need to catch up on is called Lucky's First Love, or The World Owes Me a First Love. It's a sweet one, very romantic and cheesy at times, the clueless protagonist and the emotional wall of a CEO that is in love with her but denies it. I'm a sucker for it. That one is from Vicky, a drama app that I use every now and then. I had a watch party with a friend that I met over Hello Talk on there, and we watched like one episode of another show, and it was pretty good. I can't remember the name of the show. I'll have to find it. And when I do, I'll update you, but it was nice. Let's see. In other news, I was thinking about doing like a little comic series or maybe posters or art pieces centered around these really weird and vivid dreams I've been having lately. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would make a good comic book story because some of what I make up in my mind are just interesting. And then speaking of like creations, imaginations or whatever, I really like monster designs because I think you have to be like really creative in order to make something original and unique, and like also come up with like rules or a lore to it that makes sense. Oh wow. So it snowed last night. Sorry, you might have heard it, but it snowed last night and like a big chunk of ice or probably a big tree just fell over. Anyway, speaking of monsters, I know one YouTube channel I like here is called Crypt TV, and it has one of my favorite monsters on there called the Looksee, who essentially is like this super tall man in a suit with a scarred up face. Kind of in a way looks like Slenderman, but he has a mouth. He doesn't have eyes or a nose, but he has a mouth. And essentially his whole shtick, I guess, is that like he comes after you, like after you've suffered a great loss and are mourning. And if you don't let go, he kills you in a really elaborate way. And the really cool thing is that like the whole series doesn't really have much dialogue. And right now, I've watched up to the newest, I think it's the newest, I have to check again, where like a little girl ends up killing her family, and like it turns out there's another Looksee monster. Like I think that's how they're summoned. I don't know, it's pretty cool. I really like it. I know I started getting into Cthulhu because it always seemed cool. I've always heard about it. I remember like a couple years ago, there was a game about it. I even had a mobile game where it was like an 8-bit thing where you like took care of a little baby Cthulhu and you exorcised him by letting him destroy cities and stuff like that. But I never really knew like his lore or what he was about. I just knew that H.P. Lovecraft made him. And like, I always heard that like H.P. Lovecraft's work are always like really deep and gothic and like he has like a whole monster universe. And I figured it's about time. I should probably look into it, right? Tell me why I'm listening to like an audio recording or something, and as I'm Google searching, apparently he had, well, I shouldn't be surprised because given the time frame of where he was living and stuff like that, like, whatever. But apparently either there was a character cat that had like a racial slur for a name, or he owned a cat that had a racial slur for a name. Either way, I had to take a break. I might come back to it. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I have for today. It feels good to be back. I feel great. I have hope for 2021. I'll come back later with a new vision board episode or like update. Are you guys making vision boards? Do you have hope for 2021? Do you have any resolutions or new things to come up with? Because I'm ready. I have plans, and hopefully they go well. They will go well. We're going to speak into existence. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Please keep washing your hands and wearing a mask because, just because it's a new year doesn't mean the pandemic disappeared. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, bye.